Thank you so much for taking out the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
The first question that I had for you is your role in the movie. They actually describe it as a fixer. And when we hear about that in sports, it's kind of a shady individual, someone that's kind of working behind the scenes. You don't see their face a lot. How do you go about researching for a role like that for people that don't really like to be in the public and let people know what they're doing behind the scenes?
Right. I think the research, totally true, by the way. I don't know any fixers, but the research that I used for Catherine had more to do with her background as far as being a competitive athlete. So I know this is a woman who knows how to compete. This is a woman who then knows how to execute in clutch situations. This is a woman then who doesn't panic. That was super important to me. And another part that became important to me is I thought of her like the coach also. Would have to coach some people through these really tough moments that they might be used to making big calls on the field, but not necessarily used to making big calls in life.
Mm.
And that was the approach that I led with for Catherine.
Do you feel like in 2021, when more of these type of situations are being more public and coming to light, that this movie will kind of open people's eyes to some of the things that do happen in college sports and pro sports and politics? Kind of open their eyes to that it's not just on the field, like you just said, all of the different things that are happening off the field just to get that product on the field.
Yeah, I think those conversations are already beginning to happen now. Hopefully, they will be. They might expand. I think a movie like National Champions does a great job of presenting both sides of the conversation. It's not looking to peace, happily with a ribbon at the end, sort of resolve the conversation because the conversation itself isn't resolved, right? Where we are with it in terms of reality. I think it's aiming to, highlight the situation, highlight the circumstances of all parties that are involved, and create an atmosphere where the audience is presented with the information and the complexities and can kind of reach their own conclusion and come up with their own ideas of how college sports should proceed.
Well, I must say that you're my favorite character,
Oh,
in the movie because it's so complex, dealing with all of the different things. Did you feel like you pulled some of that from your own life, being an actress and having to deal with different characters, agents, all these different type of things? Did you pull some of that from your own experiences?
some pieces of my own experience are definitely woven into who Catherine is. It's not my experience because we're obviously, I am not a fixer in real life. And I don't have that background. But I could understand the world. I had an understanding of the world that she comes from and what has been through. And I could understand what it took for her to get where she is and what she's trying to do to preserve it. The
Absolutely.
film itself is one that asks the question of each character, what is your legacy? What will your legacy be? How will you be remembered? And each character is constantly being hit with that question, and the idea of what they thought their legacy was going to be is constantly being challenged, directly challenged. And I don't think Catherine imagined that her work circumstance would be one that she built such a heavy wall around herself. I don't think she imagined ever in her life that it would be LaMarcus who would put a crack in it.
Absolutely. It's an amazing character. Like I said, I really liked it. My favorite in the movie. Thank you so much once again for taking out the time. It's an excellent movie. You were amazing in it. And I look forward to seeing, more things that you do going into 2022.
Thank you very much.
You have a
Appreciate
nice
it.
day. Good, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.